But I am late, and I do apologise for the late upload of this video. Basically, I lost my muff, and which is not something you thought you'd hear today. I had some terrible microphone quality on one of the videos relatively recently, and I lost me muff. I've still lost me muff. Do you know where it is? If you find it, can you let me know? Can you send it through to me, please? It looks a bit like this. A little bit like that. I didn't want to do it above the lip. I thought it would give the wrong look, if you know what I mean. But I've lost me muff. So hopefully, well, we all know what happens when you lose a muff. You're going to get a lot of crackle. So apologies there. How are we all feeling? That's a nice early antidote to the weekend, shall we say. A 4-0 win. There was a comment on, I think it might have been Tony's video. So I think Tony's video, which ended abruptly because he realised he sends them over to me via WhatsApp, that he can only send 6 minutes. So it cut him off mid-sentence, which is the best time to cut Tony off, in my experience. And somebody had put, so anyway, Tony alluded to in his video that he thought West Ham was safe. And somebody said on it, are we safe yet? Are we mathematically safe? I think not. Something like that. You'll have to excuse me. I've not got my laptop in front of me at the moment, but it was something like that. And it was the most West Ham comment I've ever heard, really, because despite a 4-0 win, he's not going to accept it. He's been so soured, whoever left this comment, by years of following West Ham, and this is something we can all understand, that he refuses to believe that we could possibly be safe until Einstein has basically chalked up the equation on the board, and there is no way that we can go down. Look, I mean, it's high. Look, teams that win 4-0 don't get relegated. Teams that lose 4-0 do. And it's fine. It's absolutely fine. And it's so easy. Hold on. He'll have to wait. He'll have to wait. Excuse me. How unprofessional. I normally turn that off. I'm going to turn it off now. I normally mute it. It's my mate Spencer. I'll call him back. In a minute. What was I talking about? I was talking about the mindset of being a West Ham fan. And it's so easy when you're in the West Ham bubble to just think that, you know, everything is doom and gloom and it's terrible. But I'm here, well, aside from talking about Declan Rice leaving, which I'll do in a minute, look at things from an Aston Villa and a Bournemouth point of view. It's so easy to view it from the West Ham perspective. As far as they're concerned, imagine watching West Ham win. And West Ham were winning, obviously, from early. So if you're one of those fans, you're keeping an eye on the scores. And we were playing the same time as Watford. So it must have been a really interesting thing to watch. And whether they were, you know, getting the score updates on their phones or watching it on the telly or whatever they were doing. So almost immediately, it would have been clear that West Ham are winning. So the Bournemouth Villa fans, so we've got a Paul and we've got a couple of other Villa fans who watch these videos. And they're probably thinking, well, OK, West Ham are gone. They're going to do this. But Watford were 1-0 down. And then to watch those scores come in and watch it become 1-0 and then Watford to win 2-1 must be the right dagger in the heart to look at the two teams that basically need one of those teams to drop down, don't they? Bournemouth and Villa need to grab either Watford or West Ham and go, oi, get back down here. But we're sort of wriggling away, really, and that must have been quite disenchanting. So as much as the fan that responded to Tony's video by saying we're not safe yet, he's right. He is right. Mathematically, we're not, but it's probably fine. And also, you got to look at the prospect of a carve up. By the way, so for instance, Bournemouth would have to win. I think they would have to draw. They'd have to win 2 and draw 1, and we'd have to lose all of them. All right. And I think possibly they got Man City amongst those games as well, which ain't going to be particularly pleasant for them. And they got a South Coast derby as well. But also that's not taking into account the fact that West Ham are playing Watford, and it's naughty and it shouldn't happen. But the prospects of us just playing out to a conspiratorial draw are quite high. I think if I was Villa and I was Bournemouth, I'd be looking and thinking, don't you two dare. Again, does it make it mathematically rubber stamped? Possibly not, but that additional point, plus with us with a goal difference, it's enough. I mean, we're clear of the woods, right? That's got to be the case. Otherwise Otherwise, we're all in trouble, quite frankly. But we've done enough. Whether we like what we've done or how we've done it is another matter. In fact, there's probably going to be some more video, actually, about the tactics that we seem to be employing and what we're looking to possibly do going forward. But I also, a sort of word, I know it's not really West Ham, but it's almost a word of comfort, maybe, because for the teams that are going to go down, because if I was also, I've just mentioned what Bournemouth and Villa must think when they look at West Ham and Watford. What must the Championship clubs be thinking when they look at Norwich, when they look at Bournemouth, and when they look at Villa, assuming those are the three to go down? The Championship is going to be an absolute mess next season. There's going to be a lot of teams either going into administration or flirting perilously close to it. And there's not going to be a lot of money around in the Championship. So you're going to have these three clubs, what are basically going to be monster clubs in the Championship, coming down with 50, 60 million being injected into their finances for the next 3 seasons. I think it's pretty sure that during the next 3 seasons, at one of those seasons, if not the first one, those 3 clubs are coming back up. Certainly Norwich. Villa look to have relatively rich ownership as well. Bournemouth are financially well off anyway. As I say, Norwich really well run. I think they're all going to be absolutely fine, although it's not going to... it's going to feel like little comfort at the moment. Let's be fair. The other article that I saw today was about how excellent Declan Rice was in the Norwich game. I didn't think it was his best game, quite frankly. I thought he looked tired, actually. And but he still put over a lovely cross, made some great tackles. And anyway, the article was all about his stats, his passing, his tackles, his interceptions, which were good. But, I mean, for those of you that watch our player ratings videos, Declan Rice gets 8s and 9s out of 10s for every game, and he is often the best player on the pitch. And it's good that he's not at the moment, because actually just having Declan Rice as one good player on the pitch clearly has not been enough. We needed Souček, Bowen, Antonio and the rest to come up to the fore and start operating on his level for us to get a bit of daylight. But anyway, the article went on and suggested that he'd played really, really well and how he'd just been pivotal to everything, which is true. But then it went on to say that David Moyes is obviously looking forward to building the team around Declan Rice next season. And I just thought, no, I cannot see it. And I'm sorry to take a pessimistic tone in this hour of joy, let's say. But I still think it's joyous. Obviously, there's been much talk of Declan Rice being too good for West Ham. And he probably is. I mean, he is an England international. He's played 7 times for his countries. He's played against some big teams, and he looks dominant every time. I feel that a lot of fans look at Declan Rice and they think, what's all the fuss about? And people will often make a comparison with whoever plays in central midfield for their club. I think then we come up against them, and Declan Rice plays, and he plays a 9 out of 10, and people think, okay, yeah, I get it now, I understand. And I think there was a massive moment with that against Chelsea, because I thought he was absolutely sensational against Chelsea. And I think it's easy to look at England, where England have... I think he very much, when I've seen him play for England, he plays within himself. He's very much playing as a central defensive midfielder and not going forward at all. Does he need to? Probably not, with Jadon Sancho and Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane and all the rest of it. He's probably told to sit there. So people don't get to see the swashbuckling Declan Rice. You know the Declan Rice I'm talking about, the one where when we're 1-0 down or 2-0 down or whatever, and he's looking around him and he's thinking, are any of you guys going to help me out here? No, okay, fine. I'm going to shoot, I'm going to dribble, I'm going to tackle, I'm going to run. That Declan Rice, who's an absolute force of nature. And I don't feel that Match of the Day fans, or just fans that don't watch West Ham week in, week out, understand the full qualities of Declan Rice. And I think when we play them, they then see, and then they say, okay, this guy's a really, really good midfielder. And the more I look at it, the more I can't help but think we're about to witness the last 3 games of Declan Rice in a West Ham shirt. A bit miserable, isn't it? And but I do think... I can't say. I think the owners have injected the 30 million quid into the the rights issue as a working capital, but I do think it's probably just that. It's probably working capital. It's probably there's a buffer zone because of the money we've lost from people going to the games because of the coronavirus lockdown. So realistically, is there this money in place to buy these players that David Moyes is going to want to buy? Now, I am adamant he's going to have looked at the team and he's going to be thinking, I need a right back and I need a left back. He's probably going to want another striker. Now, I mean, the Antonio thing we'll get onto in another time, because at the moment, let's be fair, Antonio, if you look at how his scoring record, you look at Chelsea, you look at... he just lied on the floor against Chelsea, didn't he? He just got in the way against Chelsea. But if you look at him against Chelsea, that ball for Yarmolenko's goal against Chelsea was fantastic. And you look at how he's, against Newcastle, obviously against Norwich yesterday, he is looking really, really good. So maybe we're not looking around for a striker, but I still think that Moyes is probably going to be looking around for a high-energy striker. I think he might want to do something. I think it's difficult to know. We'll talk about the left side of the team and Diangana maybe in another video. But for Moyes to make all this stuff work, he's going to need some funds. And I do think there's going to be bargains out there. I hate to say this, and I really do hate to say this, because Wigan are in massive trouble. Now, apparently, we're looking at Wigan's left back. But Wigan are in administration, and I think he's running his contract down anyway. And I hate the fact that we would have to take advantage of that situation there anyway. But that may well be what happens, that they can't turn down a couple of million quid or whatever. Maybe the player is worth, 5 times that or whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised that, look, someone had clearly made contact with Ngaki as agents before he left us. I wouldn't be surprised if we've made contact with the Wigan players' agents before he's left them. So there are going to be bargains to be had in the lower divisions, no doubt about that at all. But I do think if he wants to do everything that I think he's going to want to do, David Moyes, then he's going to need some money. And I also do wonder, look, Declan Rice, a fine player, fantastic player, a real good captain and role model. If he decides, if Declan Rice says to his agent, actually, forget the move this season, I'm going to do another season at West Ham, I would be really impressed. I mean, really, really impressed with him. And I hope he will. Looking at it, I'm not so sure that will happen. And to be fair, he's young enough, by the way, such a young player. Is he even 21 yet? I'm not even sure he is. He might be 20, like 19, 20. I'm not so sure. Someone will tell me in the comments. But it's not like he's 24 and another season at West Ham's going to kill him. I think it may well do him the world of good. I think his value goes up. But I just wonder about the temptation of playing for a big club. It's going to really be a hell of a lure. And maybe he just says to his agent, you know what? Get me a move, basically. And then, of course, it's just up to whatever club fancies him to negotiate with David Sullivan and get the best price possible. But if he turns around to Sullivan and turns around to Moyes and says, look, I want to leave, then are they going to force him to stay? I just really, really can't see it. I think the decision ultimately is up to Declan. So I think it's almost taken out of our hands, not so much whether we want to sell Declan Rice. I think when David Moyes says he'd like to build a team around him next season, he probably would. It's really whether Declan Rice wants to stay at West Ham for another season. And actually, let's be fair, in Declan Rice's experience of West Ham, we've been a bit of a mess. We have. There's no doubt about it. The 3 seasons he's really been playing in and amongst the team. It's not a glorious place to work. I'm pretty sure of that, and I'm sure he looks at what's happening at Manchester United and what's happening at Chelsea. I don't mean Chelsea conceding 3 goals against us in Sheffield United. I'm talking about the plan at Chelsea, not Chelsea getting beaten. In fact, we're better than Chelsea, aren't we? By the last measurement, by the last yardstick, we certainly are better than Chelsea. But you know what I'm saying. All joking aside, I think he may look at Chelsea and he might think, actually, I fancy a bit of that. And I wouldn't blame him. Anyway, let me know what you think. Have we seen the last of Declan Rice? I don't know. I've got bigger problems. Anyway, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. I'm off to search for me muff.